Arnold Schwarzenegger drinks from his water bottle backstage at the 1975 Mr. Olympia. 3 hours later, severe stomach cramps, dizziness, dehydration. Someone put laxatives in his water. The stage call is in 3 hours. What Arnold does next doesn't just win him the Sando Trophy. It proves that the real enemy isn't on stage. It's backstage. Arnold Schwarzenegger drinks from his water bottle backstage at the 1975 Mr. Olympia. 3 hours later, severe stomach cramps, dizziness, dehydration. Someone put laxatives in his water. The stage call is in 3 hours. What Arnold does next doesn't just win him the Sando Trophy. It proves that the real enemy isn't on stage. It's backstage. Pretoria, South Africa. November 8th, 1975. Saturday, 2:15 p.m. The Ster-Kinneker Theater sits in the heart of Pretoria. Not a gym, not a stadium. A movie theater converted into a bodybuilding venue for one weekend. The International Federation of Bodybuilding chose South Africa for the 1975 Mr. Olympia. Controversial decision. Many athletes refused to come. Political boycotts. Apartheid protests. But Arnold came. Franco Colombia came. Serge Nubret came. Lou Ferrigno came. The biggest names in bodybuilding. All here to compete for the most prestigious title in the sport. Backstage is chaos. Not the organized chaos of a well-run show. Real chaos. The theater wasn't designed for bodybuilding. The dressing rooms are tiny. Former storage spaces and projection rooms converted into makeshift prep areas. Narrow hallways. Poor ventilation. No air conditioning. The temperature backstage is 85 degrees. Humidity high. The smell of tanning oil, sweat, and ammonia from cleaning products creates a nauseating cocktail in the thick air. 23 competitors share this cramped space. The best bodybuilders on the planet. Each one spent a year preparing. 12 months of brutal training. Strict dieting. Calculated supplementation. Everything timed perfectly to peak on this exact day. November 8th, 1975. The day that defines careers. The day that separates champions from everyone else. Arnold Schwarzenegger sits on a folding metal chair in the corner of one dressing room. 28 years old. 235 pounds. Four-time Mr. Olympia champion defending his title. The most famous bodybuilder alive. The man who brought the sport from underground subculture to mainstream recognition. Magazine covers. Television appearances. Movie roles starting to materialize. Arnold isn't just competing for another trophy. He's cementing a legacy. He wears simple gray sweatpants and a white tank top. Nothing fancy. No designer warm-up suits. Just functional clothing. His gym bag sits on the floor beside him. Inside, posing trunks, tanning oil, towels, and his personal water bottle. A blue plastic bottle with a white cap. He brings his own water to every competition. Stays hydrated throughout the day. Controls what goes into his body. The backstage area is divided into unofficial territories. Champions cluster together. First-timers stay near the edges. Everyone protecting their space. Their energy. Their mental preparation. This isn't friendly. This is war conducted with smiles and handshakes. Psychological warfare where every glance, every comment, every gesture is calculated to gain advantage or plant doubt. Franco Colombia, Arnold's training partner and closest friend, sits nearby. 5 feet 5 inches, 185 pounds of dense, compact muscle. Franco won Mr. Olympia in 1976 in Arnold's absence. But today, he's competing against Arnold. They trained together for months. Pushed each other. Helped each other. But when they walk on stage, friendship disappears. Only competition remains. Lou Ferrigno stands across the room. 6 feet 5 inches, 275 pounds. 23 years old. The youngest competitor. Massive size. Incredible potential. But inexperienced. First time competing at Mr. Olympia. He came to beat Arnold. Everyone knows it. Lou makes no secret of his ambition. His size advantage over Arnold is obvious. But size alone doesn't win Olympias. Symmetry matters. Proportion matters. Presentation matters. And Arnold is the master of presentation. Serge Nubret leans against the wall near the door. 6 feet 0 inches, 200 pounds of perfectly balanced muscle. French bodybuilder. Aesthetic perfection. Lines and separation that look like they were carved by a sculptor. Serge doesn't talk much. Just watches. Observes. Calculates. He's dangerous. The kind of competitor who wins judges over with pure beauty rather than mass. Arnold picks up his water bottle. Takes a long drink. The water tastes normal. Slightly metallic from the plastic bottle, but nothing unusual. He drinks half the bottle. Puts the cap back on. Sets it beside his gym bag. Returns to his mental preparation. Visualizing his posing routine. Seeing each transition. Each angle. Each moment under the stage lights. 30 minutes pass. Arnold feels it start. A subtle discomfort in his lower abdomen. Not pain. Not yet. Just an awareness. A pressure. He shifts in his chair. The discomfort doesn't fade. It intensifies. Slowly at first. Then rapidly. 10 minutes later, the pressure becomes cramping. Sharp, intermittent spasms in his intestines. His stomach churns. Audibly. Franco glances over with concern. You okay? Arnold nods. Fine. Just nerves. But it's not nerves. Arnold competed in dozens of shows. Never gets nervous like this. This is different. This is physical. Something is wrong. 20 minutes later, Arnold is sweating. Not the normal pre-competition sweat. Cold sweat. The kind that comes with nausea. His face pales. The cramping intensifies. Waves of it. Coming every few minutes. His body is telling him something urgent. Something chemical is happening inside him. Something bad. Arnold stands up. Too fast. The room spins. Dizziness. He steadies himself against the wall. Franco stands immediately. Arnold, you don't look good. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're white as a ghost. Arnold walks toward the bathroom. Each step careful. Controlled. The cramping is severe now. His intestines feel like they're tying themselves in knots. He knows what this is. Not food poisoning. Food poisoning takes hours. This is faster. More targeted. This is laxatives. Someone put laxatives in his water. He reaches the bathroom. A single toilet. Tiny space. Barely room to turn around. He locks the door. Sits. And the next 15 minutes confirm his suspicion. His body is purging. Violently. Everything in his digestive system evacuating. The cramping is brutal. The dehydration immediate. He's losing fluids rapidly. Electrolytes. The very things his body needs to look full and vascular on stage. When Arnold finally exits the bathroom, he looks worse. Franco is waiting outside the door. What happened? Arnold speaks quietly. Someone poisoned my water. Franco's expression goes dark. What? Laxatives. In my water bottle. I drank it 30 minutes ago. Now I'm sick. Who would do this? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. I have 2.5 hours until stage call. Franco understands immediately. 2.5 hours to recover from what's essentially poisoning. 2.5 hours to rehydrate. To restore electrolytes. To get his body back to peak condition when it's currently in crisis mode. You need to tell the organizers. Get medical help. Arnold shakes his head. No. If I tell them, word spreads. Everyone backstage will know. The psychological advantage goes to whoever did this. They want me weak. Want me scared. Want me out of the competition. I won't give them that satisfaction. Arnold, you could collapse on stage. I won't collapse. How do you know? Because I won't allow it. Franco recognizes that tone. That absolute certainty. That refusal to accept defeat regardless of circumstances. It's what makes Arnold different from everyone else. Not just his genetics. Not just his training. His mind. His unbreakable mental fortress that refuses to acknowledge limitations. Arnold returns to his corner. Sits down. The cramping continues. Waves every 10 minutes. Each wave forces him back to the bathroom. He's not taking chances. Can't risk an accident on stage. That would end his career. The humiliation would be permanent. So he manages it, controls it, uses every minute between cramps to breathe deeply, to center himself, to force his body into submission through pure willpower. 1 hour passes. Arnold has been to the bathroom 4 more times. Each trip drains him further. His face is pale, his eyes slightly sunken from dehydration. But no one else notices. He's positioned himself in the corner where lighting is dim. Keeps his head down. Avoids eye contact. Looks like he's meditating when he's actually fighting his body's rebellion. Franco brings him water. Clean water from a sealed bottle he just bought from the theater concession stand. Arnold drinks slowly. Small sips. Doesn't want to trigger his stomach again. The water helps. Minimally. But he needs electrolytes. Needs sodium, potassium, magnesium. The minerals his body just flushed out. Franco leaves. Returns 10 minutes later with packets of salt and a banana. Not ideal, but better than nothing. Arnold eats the banana in small bites. Sprinkles salt on his tongue. It tastes awful, but he doesn't care. This is survival. This is war. 90 minutes before stage call. Arnold's cramping is less frequent now. Every 15 minutes instead of every 10. His body is stabilizing. Slowly. The worst has passed. But the damage is done. He's dehydrated. His muscles look flatter. Less full. The glycogen depletion from the diarrhea has robbed him of that round, pumped look that judges reward. He looks like he's supposed to look 4 days before a competition. Not 4 hours. Other competitors are starting their pump-up routines. Doing push-ups, light dumbbell work, getting blood flowing into their muscles, creating that temporary swelling that makes them look bigger on stage. Arnold watches them. Doesn't move. Can't risk exerting energy he doesn't have. Can't risk triggering his stomach again. Ferrigno glances over. Notices Arnold sitting still. Smiles slightly. He thinks Arnold is intimidated. Thinks Arnold sees Lou's size and knows he's beaten. But Lou is wrong. Arnold isn't intimidated. Arnold is calculating, conserving, preparing for the fight of his life. 60 minutes before stage call. Arnold stands. Tests his legs. Steady. The dizziness is gone. The cramping has stopped. His body has regained some equilibrium. Not peak condition. Not even close. But functional. Enough to work with. He begins his warm-up. Not the usual routine. Can't do that. His body can't handle full intensity. So he modifies. Isometric holds. Tensing muscle groups without movement. Creating blood flow without cardiovascular stress. It's enough. Slowly, his muscles begin responding. Not full. Not peaked. But present. Franco watches with concern. You still look flat. I know. The judges will see it. Yes. So what's your plan? Arnold turns to Franco. Makes direct eye contact. When he speaks, his voice carries absolute certainty. I'm going to win with posing. Not with fullness. I'm going to show them control. Show them that even at 80% condition, I'm still the best poser on that stage. I'm going to make them see perfection in presentation instead of perfection in conditioning. Franco nods slowly. That's a hell of a gamble. It's the only play I have. 30 minutes before stage call. The backstage atmosphere shifts. Casual conversation stops. Final preparations intensify. Competitors apply last-minute tanning oil. Adjust posing trunks. Do final pump-up sets. The energy becomes focused. Predatory. Everyone sensing the moment approaching. Arnold sits quietly. Breathing. Centering. His stomach is stable now. The cramping is gone. But he's weak. His muscles lack their usual fullness. Under stage lights, this will be visible. The judges will see it. His competitors will see it. The audience will see it. Everyone will know something is wrong. But only Arnold knows why. And he will never tell them. Because telling them means admitting vulnerability. Means giving whoever poisoned him the satisfaction of knowing they hurt him. Means showing weakness to competitors who will use it against him in future shows. So Arnold makes a decision in that moment. A decision that will define how this story is remembered. He will win despite the sabotage. And he will never speak of it. Not backstage. Not after the show. Not for years. He will carry this secret like armor. Use it as fuel. Transform attempted destruction into ultimate victory. 15 minutes before stage call. Competitors line up in the narrow hallway leading to stage. 23 men. All peaked. Already. Arnold stands in line. His posing trunks are dark blue. Simple. Classic. No flash. He wears his confidence like a second skin despite feeling hollow inside. Ferrigno stands 3 positions behind Arnold. Massive. Confident. Young and hungry. He leans toward another competitor. Whispers something. They both glance at Arnold. Smile. They think they see weakness. Think Arnold looks flat. Think this is their year. Arnold doesn't react. Doesn't acknowledge them. Just breathes. Focuses. Prepares for the moment when lights hit him and everything else disappears. 5 minutes before stage call. The line begins moving. One by one, competitors walk through the stage entrance. The sound from the theater is loud. Music. Announcer's voice. Applause. 1,000 people in the audience. Judges seated front row. Cameras positioned for documentation. This is the moment. The culmination of everything. The test that reveals truth. Arnold's turn comes. He walks through the entrance. Steps onto the stage. The lights hit him immediately. Bright. Hot. Blinding for a moment until his eyes adjust. He finds his mark. The position he calculated beforehand. The exact spot where stage lights create optimal shadows. Where his symmetry will shine brightest. Where his presentation will overcome his depleted condition. The prejudging begins. 7 rounds. Mandatory poses. Comparisons. Callouts. Judges studying every angle. Every muscle group. Looking for weaknesses. Looking for reasons to mark competitors down. Arnold performs each mandatory pose with absolute precision. His posing isn't just flexing. It's artistry. Every transition smooth. Every angle calculated. Every muscle fired in perfect sequence. The judges notice something. Arnold looks different today. Less full. But his posing is phenomenal. Better than ever actually. More controlled. More refined. His ability to hit every pose perfectly, to transition seamlessly, to present his physique with absolute mastery compensates for the slight loss in conditioning. Round 3. Comparisons begin. Arnold called out with Ferrigno. Side by side. The size difference is obvious. Lou outweighs Arnold by 40 pounds. Looks massive standing next to him. But when they hit mandatory poses, something unexpected happens. Arnold's poses are sharper, cleaner, more aesthetic. Lou's size is impressive, but his posing is rushed. Jerky. He's trying to muscle through poses rather than perform them. The judges see it. The audience sees it. Lou looks bigger. Arnold looks better. Round 5. Arnold called out with Serge Nubret. This is dangerous. Serge's aesthetics match Arnold's. This comparison will be close. They hit the poses. Back double bicep. Arnold's back spread is wider. Front lat spread. Serge's lines are sharper. Side chest. Arnold's chest is thicker. Abdominal and thigh. Serge's separation is better. It's close. Very close. But Arnold has something Serge doesn't. Presence. That intangible quality that makes judges unable to look away. That magnetic performance ability that transcends muscle and enters the realm of art. The prejudging ends 90 minutes later. Arnold walks off stage. Back to the cramped dressing room. His body is exhausted. The effort of maintaining perfect posing while depleted took everything he had. He sits heavily in the metal chair. Sweat pouring. Not from exertion. From dehydration. From pushing his body past reasonable limits. Franco approaches. You did it. Arnold doesn't respond immediately. Just breathes. Deep, controlled breaths. Recovering. You won that prejudging, Franco continues. I don't know how. You looked flat, but your posing was so good the judges didn't care. Arnold finally looks up. Did anyone say anything? About my condition? No. I don't think they noticed. They just saw the best poser in the world doing what he does. Arnold nods. Good. The secret holds. The evening show is easier. Finals. Posing routines. Arnold performs his routine flawlessly. 90 seconds of choreographed muscle control. Moving to music. Hitting poses. Flowing between them. Showing the judges not just a physique, but a complete package. Conditioning. Symmetry. Stage presence. Professionalism. When the final pose down ends, Arnold knows he won. He can see it in the judges' faces. Can feel it in the audience response. Can sense it in how his competitors look at him with resignation rather than hope. The announcement comes. 1975 Mr. Olympia champion. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold walks to center stage. Accepts the Sando Trophy. His 5th Mr. Olympia title. The most anyone has ever won. The audience applauds. Photographers rush forward. Flash bulbs exploding. Everyone wants the shot. The moment. The victory. But Arnold knows something they don't. This victory cost more than they realize. This trophy represents more than superior genetics and training. It represents willpower triumphing over sabotage. Represents mental strength defeating physical destruction. Represents a champion refusing to let enemies determine his fate. Backstage after the show, competitors pack their bags. Some congratulate Arnold. Others avoid eye contact. Lou Ferrigno looks disappointed but respectful. He came close. Gave Arnold a real challenge. But close isn't victory. Arnold finds his water bottle. The blue plastic bottle with the white cap. The one that started everything 6 hours ago. He picks it up. Examines it. Turns it in his hands. Then drops it in the trash can. No ceremony. No dramatic gesture. Just disposal. Moving forward. Franco watches this. Says quietly, "Are you ever going to find out who did it?" Arnold shakes his head. "No." "Why not?" "Because it doesn't matter. They failed. That's enough. Don't you want revenge?" Arnold smiles slightly. Not a friendly smile. A knowing smile. "I got my revenge. I won despite everything they did. That's the best revenge possible. They tried to destroy me, and I won anyway. Now they have to live with that knowledge. That's worse than anything I could do to them." Franco understands. This is Arnold's way. Not confrontation. Not drama. Just relentless forward momentum. Just victory built on the ashes of attempted sabotage. 20 years later, 1995, Arnold is being interviewed for a bodybuilding documentary. His career has evolved past competition. Movies. Business. Fitness empire. But the interviewer wants stories. Wants to know about the competitive days. The battles. The moments that defined him. The interviewer asks about the 1975 Mr. Olympia. That was your 5th title. Was it your hardest victory? Arnold pauses. Considers. Then nods slowly. Yes. Why? Because someone tried to stop me from competing. The interviewer leans forward. What do you mean? And Arnold tells the story. For the first time publicly. The poison water. The stomach cramps. The dehydration. The desperate 2-hour battle to stabilize his body. The decision to compete anyway. The posing strategy that compensated for depleted conditioning. The victory despite sabotage. When he finishes, the interviewer is silent. Processing. Finally asks, "Who did it?" Arnold shakes his head. "I never found out. Never tried to find out." "But doesn't that bother you?" "No. Because they lost. They tried to stop me, and they failed. That's the only thing that matters. In competition, in life, the biggest enemy isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's hidden. Sometimes it strikes from shadows. But if you're strong enough mentally, if you refuse to let external circumstances control your internal state, you can overcome anything." The interviewer asks one more question. "What did you learn from that experience?" Arnold's answer becomes one of his most quoted statements. I learned that the real competition isn't on stage. It's backstage. It's in the mind. It's in the moments when no one is watching. That's where champions are made or broken. That's where character reveals itself. Anyone can perform when everything goes perfect. Champions perform when everything goes wrong. The story spreads through the bodybuilding community after that interview. Becomes legend. Some doubt it. Say Arnold exaggerated. Say it's impossible to compete at that level while sick. But those who know Arnold believe it completely. Because it fits. It matches the man they know. The competitor who never quits regardless of circumstances. Mike Mentzer, who competed at that 1975 Olympia, is asked about the story in 1998. He says, I believe Arnold. That day, Arnold looked different. Still won. Still dominated. But there was something off. A tension I didn't understand then. Now I do. He was fighting battles we couldn't see. Lou Ferrigno, in a 2003 interview, says, if that story is true, and I have no reason to doubt it, then 1975 makes more sense. I thought I had him beaten. My conditioning was better. My size was better. But Arnold's posing was otherworldly that day. Like he knew posing was his only weapon, so he made it nuclear. If he was sick, if he was sabotaged and still won, that's not just victory. That's legendary. The lesson spreads beyond bodybuilding. Becomes motivation for athletes in every sport. For business people fighting competition. For anyone facing sabotage or obstacles or enemies trying to stop their progress. Because Arnold proved something fundamental that day in Pretoria. Proved that external circumstances only have the power you give them. That sabotage only works if you let it work. That the strongest muscle isn't biceps or quads or lats. It's the mind. And a strong mind can force a weak body to achieve impossible things. The 1975 Mr. Olympia trophy sits in Arnold's office. 5 inches of bronze perfection. Eugen Sandow flexing in immortal victory. When people ask about it, Arnold sometimes tells them the story. How it's not just another trophy. It's proof. Physical evidence that willpower defeats sabotage. That champions aren't made in perfect conditions. They're made when everything goes wrong and they refuse to quit anyway. Who tried to poison Arnold that day? No one knows. Arnold never pursued it. Never investigated. Never sought revenge. He got everything he needed the moment he walked off stage with the trophy. The saboteur, whoever they were, had to watch Arnold win despite their efforts. Had to live with the knowledge that they threw their best shot and it failed completely. That's the real victory. Not the trophy. Not the prize money. Not the accolades. The real victory is knowing that when someone tried to destroy you, tried to end your dream, tried to stop your progress through the most cowardly method possible, you didn't just survive. You dominated. You showed them that their sabotage made you stronger, not weaker. Made you more determined, not less. Made you legendary, not defeated. That's what happened on November 8th, 1975. That's the story they don't tell in the record books. Arnold Schwarzenegger, poisoned 3 hours before Mr. Olympia, stomach cramping, dehydrated, weakened, walked on stage and won his 5th championship anyway. Because the real enemy isn't on stage. It's backstage. And Arnold defeated them both.